Sheriff Todd Baxter, District Attorney Sandra Doorley. My name is Chris Chichester. I live at 26 Sands Farm Drive in Penfield, and I'm demanding documents and public information from you. Demanding. I'm not asking, baby. Using the instrument called the Freedom of Information Law document. I'm going to show you the key word in a foil. It's right there is law. L-A-W. Do you understand what I'm talking about here? You don't have to be William Rehnquist to understand the key word is law in a foil. Capiche? I hereby apply to inspect, obtain a copy of the following records. Quote, the public employee payroll for the Monroe County District Attorney's Office. Do you understand me, Todd, the fascist stooge? You are a public employee. You have 170 public employees. I want to know what everybody makes. So, excuse me, Todd, can you say, the drugstore called, they're running out of you. That's language from a fictional whack job. You, Todd, are a non-fictional whack job. I hereby apply to inspect, obtain a copy of the following records. Quote, the documentation for the case of Christopher Chichester before John P. Lomenzo Jr. in Penfield Town Court. What is the name of my female prosecutor? That's what I want to know. District Attorney Sandra Doorley. What's her name? Because she has a brilliant prosecutorial strategy. She stands there at the podium and says nothing. She has nothing because I haven't committed a crime. And I'm going to handcuffs and I'm delivered to the inferno of Monroe County Jail. So what is the name of my female prosecutor? District Attorney Sandra Doorley. You will refuse to answer. So, excuse me, Sandra, can you say it's not a lie if you believe it? That, Sandra, is language from a fictional whack job. You, Sandra, are non-fictional whack job. Freedom of Information Law. Demand. I hereby apply to inspect, obtain a copy of the following records. I'll show you the key word there, Todd and Sandra. Oh, excuse me, Todd. One of your escaped inmates just ran through my backyard. How come you can't prevent your inmates from escaping, Todd the fascist stooge? Quote, the public employee payroll for the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, end quote. It's that simple. Send your public employee payroll to 26 Sanders Farm Drive, Penfield, New York, 14526, or my email, which you have on this YouTube, cchichesterjul4@gmail.com. Your entire pathetic, nauseating criminal existence is because of taxpayer dollars. And I already know what you're going to do. You will refuse. So, that document compels you to disclose your public employee payrolls because I've handled a document that's a foil in Albany and on Capitol Hill, and I disclosed immediately. And I've handled a document for public employee payroll. And that's a difficult document to handle because then I discovered what my coworkers were making. And you don't want anybody at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office to know the salaries. Because if you're paying one employee $70,000 and another employee $55,000 and the $55,000 public employee thinks I'm better than that person, you're going to have major problems with morale. So that's why you live in fear at the Sheriff's Office and the District Attorney's Office of anyone learning your salaries. So, I'll just ask you, Kyle Steinbach, you want to be a judge? Judge is supposed to represent excellence, virtue, morality, everything that's the polar opposite of the nauseating star chamber that John Lomenzo and James Mully sit on. So, what's your salary, Kyle, baby? Just tell me. You got my email. I've emailed you. Tell me what it is. It's that simple. Matter of fact, if you're listening to this, I'm going to send you a copy. And then if, in fact, you're listening to this YouTube, just print out a copy of your public employee payroll and email it to me or put it in the mail. Send it to me, Kyle, baby. This is called disclosure. You want to be a judge? Then follow the law. I got the law right here in my hand, Kyle, baby. Huh? And you will refuse copy because you don't want anybody to know what you make at the Monroe County District Attorney's Office. So, all right, FOIL. Application for access to records, freedom of information law. I'll show you the key word there, law, L-A-W. You got that? Law. You don't have to be Anthony Scalia to understand the key word. Quote, the names and charges of every inmate in Monroe County Jail from January 1, 2018 to December 31st, 2018. That jail's a public facility. I want to know who's there. It's that simple. I want to see the name, the charge, because I want to talk to these people about their experience there. Because that jail is a criminal enterprise, just like you two are a criminal enterprise. Application for access to records. I hereby apply to inspect, obtain a copy of the following records. The cost for taxpayers photography session approved by Monroe County Sheriff Todd Baxter to photograph 10 public employees underwater in a pool. No, I'm not making that up because there they are. There are your whack jobs underwater in the pool. What the hell are you doing spending taxpayer dollars to take this picture with your whack jobs underwater in a pool in these wetsuits? I mean, this is just pathetic. Was Michael Phelps swimming by there? Is he doing 100 meter freestyle? I think I just saw him swim right by there, baby. Oh, what's going on there? Huh? Total corruption, buffoonery. I love it. Underwater in a pool. There's no FOIL in the history of the United States of America, in every state capital in Washington, D.C., with this language. I am an original. I created this law because of you whack jobs. Thank you. Application for access to records, freedom of information law. I hereby apply to inspect, obtain a copy of the following records. Quote, the cost for a trip to Atlanta, Georgia for a hotel and boarding for Monroe County Sheriff employee Ryan Fisher to attend the Super Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia with his canine dog, Lola, on February 3rd, 2019. You sent your public employee 1,000+ miles out of state, out of Monroe County to go to a football game? I don't care how important this game is. It's a football game. And there's Ryan Fisher standing in front of a football stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. So, why did you send your public employee and his dog, Lola, to a football game? It's that simple. I don't give a damn it's the Super Bowl. It's a football game, and it's out of New York State. It's out of Monroe County. And there he is in front of Mercedes-Benz Stadium with Lola. Was the Kinks, were they there with him? Did they sing Lola? Did they serenade Lola? Did the Kinks tell Lola how important it is that she was there? Did they play in that game to Ryan Fisher and Lola? Did Ryan Fisher complete a pass to Lola in that game? What a joke. Application for access to records, freedom of information law, right there. L-A-W. Do you understand the law there? Do you understand that, District Attorney Evita Perone? Huh? Do you understand what I'm talking about there? Huh? Huh? Are you getting it? Do you understand the word there, law there, Sheriff John Gotti? Do you understand what I'm talking about? Quote, the cost of a surveillance device purchased taxpayer dollars by Monroe County Sheriff Todd Baxter and fixed to a building at 25 Penfield Road to monitor if Christopher Chichester, 26 Sanders Farm Drive, walks through the parking lot next to the building. Surveillance device. It's right there. There's a picture of it. That's a surveillance device. You don't need Director Mike Pompeo to come to Monroe County and your office dungeon at Panorama Trail or Plymouth Avenue to tell you that that's a surveillance device. And that's the parking lot. It is the building right there that's on. And you want to see if I'm walking through. This is the Holy Roman Todd K. Baxter parking lot. My priest came to this parking lot. He sprinkled some holy water on it because 17.9 million people can walk through this parking lot except me. So this is the sanctified cement that 17.9 million people can walk through the Holy Roman Todd K. Baxter parking lot except me. So, all right, now this is a special FOIL. This is the first time I wrote this FOIL. All right, Freedom of Information Law. Here, this FOIL is Application for Access to Records, Freedom of Information Law. I hereby apply to inspect, obtain a copy of the following records. Why is Sheriff Todd K. Baxter a whack job? See that? Why is Sheriff Todd K. Baxter a whack job? You got that? Do you need me to expand on that language? Do I need to add anything to it? I mean, that makes all the sense in the world, baby. You're the what job, Todd? So, now, Michael Radley, double dipper. Yo, Michael, RTS, I figured out what RTS is, return to sender, because you're a double dipper. You spent over 20 years working for the Monroe County Sheriff, so then you retired, you're out, you were done sitting in your Archie Bunker chair, and then you were rehired as an assistant to the sheriff, sitting next to Jimmy the intern. So, what the hell are you doing as an assistant to the sheriff? And that's a rhetorical question. You're being paid off, baby. That's what you're doing. You're not doing anything. When was the last time you arrested somebody? A real criminal, not me. When was the last time you were out on the street in your vehicle, patrolling the streets of Rochester, Monroe County? When was the last time you ran after a criminal? Because I've seen you, and you need to lose weight. All right? Because you're sitting around outside of Sheriff Baxter's office next to Jimmy the intern with your little desk eating donuts from the Wegmans Food Market's headquarters of Sheriff Baxter. So, anyway, and you, Michael, aren't the only one afraid to open his mail. It's Sheriff Todd Baxter. The sheriff of Monroe County is afraid of Chris Chichester. The sheriff of Monroe County is afraid to open his mail from Chris Chichester. I showed this to my friends and family, and we laughed our asses off, and you're buffoonery there. And you know, I'm not just putting this in the mail. I'm putting a stamp on it and counting on Uncle Sam to get there. You know, that says certified mail. I'm paying big money for this here. So there you are. And you're going to get this from me relentlessly for your payroll. I hope you refuse it every time, because when you run for re-election, I'm going to have a pile of these refuse. And it's going to be, and I'm going to tell people like the Democrat and Chronicle and elsewhere, this is how I'm demanding his payroll. And his public employee, Todd Baxter, refuses to tell me how much he's paid, how much his fellow fanatics are paying. Your public employee. Disclose your public employee payroll now. I'm going to email and mail those documents. Every one that I read to you. Disclose your public employee payroll. So, now, Toothless Tractor Rider comes by here. You know I'm coming out of my house. You told Steve Desmond, a private citizen of Bracolo Tree and Lawn Care, to get on his phone. You told him this Chris Chichester is going to come out of his house when the Toothless Tractor Rider rides by on this land right here. This is where he is. Nobody owns that land. That's why I'm out there telling him nobody owns that land. How would you, Todd, you're sleeping with Mrs. Fascist Stooge on a Sunday at 7 a.m. Somebody shows up to cut that land and wakes you up. You wouldn't like that, and that happens repeatedly. You, Mrs. Fascist Stooge, would be upset. So anyway, your sergeant in your Panorama Trail office said he's going to come out of his house, and when he does, we're going to descend on him and arrest him. And I'd come out again knowing what happened. Because I believe in the right to property. Should be on property you don't own. So here he comes, the Toothless Tractor Rider. I go outside. I'm outside for 30 seconds. They don't own that land. And as I'm about to walk in, he gets off his tractor because his job is just to go by my house and get me to come outside. Desmond gets on his phone. A half hour later, see Deputy Fascist Stooge Meyer crash land on her face. And I spoke to her for an hour. She already made up her mind to write a warrant. Doesn't matter what I say. This is the type of corruption. I'm telling her, you know, people walk through that parking lot all day long. And she writes a warrant. That's a disgrace. Everything about your Monroe County Sheriff's Office is criminal, is corrupt. It's infested and infected with corruption. So I go outside. But first there's a pounding on my door. You don't just knock in, there's 6 of you here. And it's a lot. We just want to talk to you outside. I walk outside, I'm surrounded. So Todd the Fascist Stooge, what crime am I committing just by going outside and saying they don't own my land? Because I'm on video. I'm on that video. And if you look at that video and conclude that that's criminal contempt, then you're, of course, a fanatic and a lunatic. And I already know you're a fanatic and a lunatic. 50 plus times I demanded the video, and 50 plus times you refuse to send it to me, and it has a number. I've been given 2 different numbers, and that's typical incompetence from your office. First it was an ICN number, then it was a CR number. I want that video because I'm not committing any crime. I've never committed a crime. Criminal contempt for being outside for 30 seconds. They don't own the land and walk in. And 6 of you were here? You know, there's real criminals in Monroe County that day. There's real crime going on that day. There's real crime going on at that moment. Here you 6 fanatics standing on my front lawn, and my neighbor Adam watched this. My neighbor across the street watched this. You're not doing this to me in isolation. So, I used to walk my dog on this land behind my house that these disgusting parasites, Layla Kumar and Neeraj Shah, don't own. The window flies open, you hear demanding my dog with animal control. So I'm demanding title to the property or any device, instrument that proves that they own that land. Layla Kumar Shah refused. Again, certified mail to Neeraj Shah. Refused. Neeraj Shah refused. Layla Kumar Shah refused. Neeraj Shah refused. Layla Kumar Shah refused. They don't own that land. I knew with 100% certainty that they didn't own that land. That's why I walked out there. Should not be on land you don't own and can't prove you own. And you arrested me for this in your psychotic 1984. And I was in your jail. And I was handcuffed inside the jail cell, and I couldn't reach the urinal, and I urinated on myself twice. I was there for 3 hours. And then your deputy whack job comes to the window. He says, we're going to cut you a break. This is his language. This is his alternate universe. You just eviscerated my civil and constitutional rights, and he's at the door telling me we're going to cut you a break. And then you drove me home, and my wonderful little guy was in my house, and he urinated and defecated inside the house because I couldn't take him out. So, and I go to Penfield Town Court, and I appear before John Lomenzo, prosecutor from the Monroe County District Attorney's Office. Doesn't say one word in Penfield Town Court. What is her name? Sandra Doorley. Not one word, not one sound, one syllable, and I'm taken to Monroe County Jail. Send me your public employee payroll, public employee Sandra Doorley. Send me your public employee payroll, public employee Todd Baxter.